When the dead rise, the rules of life go out the window. But not all zombie apocalypses are equal. Some are terrifying, but survivable. Others, they're pure, unfiltered extinction events where your best chance of survival is being fictional. In today's video, we're ranking the deadliest zombie apocalypses in fiction, based on how fast they spread, how lethal the infected are, and whether humanity ever stood a chance. Spoiler alert, if you think you'd survive these, you're either a main character or already dead. 10. The Walking Dead. Let's kick things off with The Walking Dead universe, where the undead are slow, shambling, and about as dangerous as a Roomba unless you're surrounded. The real threat isn't the walkers. It's the collapse of civilization, human desperation, and the fact that everyone turns after death. The virus is already inside every living person, which means death itself is a ticking time bomb. Survival depends less on combat and more on resource management, trust, and whether or not your friend suddenly gets edgy and stabs you in the back. Despite its longevity, this apocalypse is deadly more from internal decay than the undead themselves. What gives this world its horror is how normal everything feels before it crumbles. 1 minute, you're checking out at the grocery store, and the next, your neighbor is chewing on someone's femur. It's a slow burn, a death by moral erosion. Over time, the walkers become background noise, and it's humanity's darkness that seals the world's fate. And in that slow, tragic spiral, The Walking Dead becomes a masterclass in long-form societal breakdown. 9. Zombieland. Zombieland may be a comedy, but make no mistake, this world is toast. The virus wiped out most of America in record time, and the zombies here are fast, aggressive, and disturbingly persistent. They don't just want brains. They want to full send you into a brick wall. Luckily, a few survivors figured out how to adapt through a handy list of rules, including cardio, double tap, and not being a total idiot. But even with humor on its side, Zombieland's world is ruthless, chaotic, and unforgiving to the weak. The outbreak's initial spread is what makes it truly lethal. The infected appear suddenly, and the government collapses before anyone can even say containment protocol. You're either already dead, or you've learned how to kill a zombie with a banjo. And while a Twinkie obsession might give you purpose, it won't stop a horde from eating your face. Survival here is somewhat possible, but you'd better be ready to run, shoot, and laugh your way through the carnage. 8. Black Summer. Few zombie apocalypses capture the raw panic of an outbreak like Black Summer. The infected here are sprinting nightmares, aggressive, fast, and relentless to the point of exhaustion. There's no organized resistance, no time to prepare, and no one to trust. The infection spreads so rapidly that even military efforts seem laughable in comparison. What's worse is the sheer unpredictability of the world. 1 second, you're safe. The next, you're getting tackled by a screaming ex-human. What makes this world deadlier than most is the human factor. Paranoia and selfishness fuel just as many deaths as the infected themselves. There's a sense of desperation so thick, you can feel it choking every interaction between survivors. No safe zones, no plot armor, just pure chaos. It's a brutal reminder that when the world ends, it won't go out with a bang. It'll go out with 1,000 screams. 7. Resident Evil. The Resident Evil franchise doesn't just bring zombies, it brings a full-blown monster menagerie. Thanks to corporate bioterrorism. From the T-virus to the Las Plagas parasite, the Earth gets repeatedly dunked into extinction-level scenarios like its Umbrella, Corpse Casual Friday. Entire cities are obliterated overnight. And the zombies here don't stay basic for long. Mutations, super strength, and grotesque biology give them a terrifying upper hand. And if that wasn't enough, there's always some smug executive nearby making it worse. The global scale of devastation across the series makes this apocalypse not only deadly, but inescapable. You can't just hide in the woods when tyrants and bioweapons are roaming the landscape like lost tourists. Humanity loses more ground with each outbreak. and the only people standing in the way are a few rogue agents with infinite ammo cheat codes. It's stylish, scary, and sinister with survival odds just slightly above 0 if you're not named Leon or Jill. 6. 28 days later. This one is the definition of nightmare fuel. The rage virus doesn't kill and reanimate it, turns you into a full-speed, bloodthirsty lunatic in 10 to 30 seconds flat. That means there's no warning, no incubation period, and no escape. Cities fall in a single day, and if you so much as get a drop of blood in your eye, well, congratulations, you're the newest member of the sprinting murder cult. What sets 28 days later apart is the unrelenting pace and sheer emotional trauma. There's no hero's journey here, just desperation and ethical decay. Even when the infected thin out, the remaining humans are often worse. The military, instead of helping, turns to violence and corruption. It's bleak, brutal, and deeply personal, leaving you with a world where survival doesn't just cost blood, it costs your soul. 5. Train to Busan and Kingdom. South Korea gave us two of the most chilling apocalyptic scenarios in modern zombie fiction. Train to Busan and Kingdom both deliver unique, high-stakes zombie horror, one with breakneck speed in a modern setting, the other with supernatural origins during the Joseon dynasty. In Train to Busan, the zombies move like liquid terror, overtaking trains and cities in hours. The infection rate is absurd, and even the military gets overwhelmed almost instantly. The claustrophobia and urgency make survival almost impossible. Meanwhile, Kingdom raises the stakes with a terrifying twist. Zombies that only awaken at night, created by a parasitic plant. Political corruption, misinformation, and medieval medicine all play a role in ensuring that everyone is doomed before they even realize what's happening. These apocalypses are tragic, fast-moving, and emotionally devastating. The horror lies not only in the monsters, but in the moments of humanity slipping away just when it's needed most. 4. World War Z book version. Max Brooks's World War Z might feature slow zombies, but the scale of global collapse makes it one of the most realistically horrifying scenarios ever imagined. The virus spreads unchecked across countries, wiping out infrastructure, governments, and populations with terrifying efficiency. The infected are dumb, but their numbers are biblical oceans of corpses pushing down entire cities like human tsunamis. Humanity only survives through coordinated global strategy, military retreat, and mass slaughter. The book's brilliance lies in its realism. It shows how misinformation, bureaucracy, and arrogance allowed the undead to win the first round. Cities like New York and Paris fall in silence, while entire continents go dark. It's not just about survival, it's about reclaiming Earth from the brink of extinction. And that recovery takes decades, not days. You might survive, but you'll never live the same again. 3. The Last of Us. Cordyceps. Just the name sends chills. This isn't a virus, it's a parasitic fungus that takes over your brain and warps your body into something else. The Last of Us gives us runners, clickers, bloaters, each more grotesque and deadly than the last. The infection wipes out civilization in weeks, leaving behind a haunting silence filled with spores, screams, and scarred survivors. And the worst part? It's based on a real fungus in nature. Beyond the infected, humanity turns cold, violent, and desperate. Cities are overrun, governments dissolve, and all that's left is scavenging, killing, and hoping no one breathes the wrong air. There are no heroes, only people trying to outlast tragedy after tragedy. It's a beautiful, tragic, and deeply haunting look at what the end of the world really looks like. And in this world, the fungus isn't the monster. We are. 2. The Girl with All the Gifts. This under-the-radar gem presents one of the most terrifyingly elegant apocalypses. A mutated strain of cordyceps infects humanity, turning people into mindless, flesh-hungry husks. But here's the twist. The second-generation children born from infected mothers retain intelligence, language, and emotion. while still craving human flesh. These hybrid hungries are the future, whether we like it or not. What makes this world so deadly is its finality. There's no cure, no resistance strong enough to reverse it. The story ends not with hope, but with the understanding that humans are no longer the dominant species. The fungus wins, and it wins intelligently. 1. Marvel Zombies. Topping the list is Marvel Zombies, where the only thing worse than fast, intelligent zombies is super-powered ones. Imagine a zombified Hulk, still smart enough to speak and strong enough to tear you in half. Or Iron Man, flying around vaporizing survivors just to snack on their bones. These zombies don't just eat people, they eat planets. They consume Galactus. They take over universes. This apocalypse is so deadly. Even the multiverse isn't safe. Resistance is impossible. Hope is laughable. And your only shot at survival. Be in another franchise, permanently. It's fun, darkly hilarious, and absolutely unbeatable, which is why Marvel Zombies claims the crown as the deadliest fictional apocalypse of all time. By the way, what are your thoughts on The Last of Us Season 2? I enjoyed Season 1 a lot, and Bella Ramsey is fantastic as Ellie. I'm excited to see what HBO has for us for the rest of the new season, since The Last of Us Part 2 is my favorite game from the series. I have an iffy relationship with HBO and its adaptations, but this is one of the few I like. They're faithful to the source material, which is kind of rare with adaptations, but I can't complain too much. Maybe, except that I hoped that Abby would have been muscular since that is important and notable to her character. Caitlin Dever portrays Abby beautifully, but I'm excited for the next episode. So, which of these apocalypses would you survive? Which one would chew you up faster than a dog in a hot dog suit during Black Friday? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon because when the dead rise, you'll want this channel on your side. Stay safe, stay sharp, and remember, always double tap.